Hello, welcome back to a new episode of Demo State, and today we're taking a look at, not really a demo, but this one is an early access, and after everything I've read about it and saw, I thought I had to get into this one and check it out. And this actually really cool, that's one of the main reasons, this pretty cool story that evolves around all that. And many people told me that this is actually quite intriguing and interesting and immersive and very well written. And there's not that much right now. I don't know. Say there are 2 chapters of it in the game right now, and in the final version there should be 5. But we just want to dip into it and see what's what and how it is, yeah, if it's actually really good and how we get on with the actual smithing gameplay. So yeah, the game called Bladesong is about, the actual game that you play is about making swords or axes. Right now it's just swords, but there might be other things in the full version at the end of it. There's a lot of discussion going on there, and yeah, but about all that there's a whole kind of universe and a story evolving around all that you actually do. So yeah, without further ado, let's get going. We start a new game in story mode, because you have to make really tough decisions, and that's pretty cool. In cloying darkness, you raid. You cling to life by the tips of your fingers. Something takes shape in the emptiness, contours a flash tracing along familiar lines, a withered little woman's face floating before your own. When she speaks, she has the rasping voice of a raven. Who are you? A swordsmith? A survivor? A saint? Okay, here we go. You'll be dressed as a male, you'll be dressed as a female, and a dying soul. In a neutral way. At times, generic masculine might be used. Okay, we're going to go to the dying man. Dying. Wrong. It is not yet your time. The sundering claimed untold lives, yet you endured when so many around you perished. What did you do to survive? So here we go. Now there come different kind of traits that we can choose. And I really don't know if there's any long game advantage about that, obviously. So we can pick the mercenary. I joined a band of sellswords, forging the blades used in our butchery. When the last of them died in battle, it was time for me to start over. This gives us +3 toughness and may open unique dialogue choices. That's what it's all about. Leader. We built a settlement at Osthall. It was their smith, I was their smith and their spokesman. For many years we held out. One by one, I buried them all. This one gives us +3 diplomacy. Wanderer. Applied my trade from settlement to settlement, gathering hard-won knowledge about a world that is falling apart. Gives us +3 knowledge. And slave. I was too useful to kill. I was traded back and forth as a prize between warlords. You kept me chained to a forge. When I saw my chance, I escaped. This gives us +3 finesse. So I got no idea what this is all for, so let's just go with leader for now. A cold hand touches your brow. Water cools your burning throat. You kept something through all your hardships, a keepsake from a better time. What is it? Okay, an artisan toolkit for creative playstyle. Grants a bundle of leathers and pigments for more creative freedom early on. A family heirloom. For a story-focused playstyle, grants a unique family heirloom passed down through prior generations of your lineage. A bottle of rare old world spirit. For an optimization-focused playstyle, grants a bottle of precious liquor to boost your progress. So let's go with a story-focused one, right? Let's pick the heirloom. The fire is burning itself out, leaving you a damp shadow of your old self. You claw blindly in the darkness until more water is tipped down your throat. What do you believe in? Now the voices have abandoned this world. Here we go. Ambition. Humanity can rise above the voices if we learn their secrets. Continuity. I believe in small things. Bread rising. Seasons turning. Children growing. freedom. We're better off without the voices. Humans can adapt to anything. Compassion. Every small kindness is an act of defiance in a world without pity. Nothing. Nothing matters anymore. There's peace in accepting that. Ooh, harsh. Okay, ambition, freedom, compassion. I wouldn't say nothing. That's a bit, I don't know. That's actually kind of sad. So let's go with ambition, maybe. Humanity can rise above the voices if we learn their secrets. Should we go for freedom? Let's go with ambition for now. The secrets of the voices will burn your mind to ash, mortal. You can't stop what's coming. I'll leave you with one final question, and I don't expect an answer. What will fill the silence the voices left behind? As the old woman's face retreats into inky blackness, sparks flicker into life behind her, one by one. A field of stars burning with a sickly pale light. Like seeds taking root, they twist and expand, their tendrils branching and burrowing through the darkness until they've strangled it with light. Now wake, Smith. You still have a part to play in humanity's final act. New day has dawned. Here we go. Your eyes flutter as you regain consciousness. You're faintly surprised to find yourself alive. Either death did not come for you, or when it did, it found you unyielding. Awaken. You sit up, gasping, sweat-drenched. Fever has broken. Remember. You nurtured Osterhall from a village into a thriving town, accepting survivors from other doomed outposts. Then you were forced to watch its decline as plagues and famines and raiders took their due. It was a long journey to Eren Keep. Through dust and despair, your last memories are sliding from your dying horse, your numb legs trekking furrows in the mud as someone dragged you to shelter. But who? Outside the tent is a crude field forge, complete with an anvil. Did you crawl here in the days? Or did your mysterious caretaker bring you here? Either way, the anvil gives you a feeling of home. Get your bearings. Okay. You're in a tent. There's no sign of your caretaker, apart from a half-empty water pail and a damp cloth on your brow. You peek out on the tent flap, squinting against the sunlight. Outside, as far as the eye can see, stretches a chaotic sprawl of tents and shelters. Churned mud and shallow graves. Most of your rations are gone. Your horse was already dying when the fever took you. Its body is nowhere to be seen. By now it's likely soup. You're on your own. Assess the field forge's condition. It seems to have been abandoned for some time, lacking anyone with the skill to work it. But it won't require much effort to get running again, should you need to make a living out here. Here we go. It seems... hopefully it won't come to that. First you should head to the gates and try to secure entry to Eren Keep. That's why you came here after all. This short tutorial will teach you all you need to know. Please follow it closely. Right. Welcome to the camp. This is Eren Keep. People will come to you with commissions. You choose which commissions to take on. Commissions refresh daily. Select the highlighted button to choose your first commission. Journal. Entering Eren Keep. Okay, that's our active quests. There we go. Right. Let's go here. We got Owen there. When you accept the commission, you prepare a billet for your sword. Preparing this billet costs action points. Action points replenish daily. Preparing this billet also costs steel. That we see up top. We get 22 steel, no tailors, and we get 15 wood, no leather. 3 action points. So this one costs 1 action point and 11 steel. Oh yeah, they're down there. Your first customer is a gaunt man in a tattered cloak. He approaches you, noticing the anvil outside your tent. You're a blacksmith. Can you make me a sword? I've got the coin for it. Just make sure it's good and long. I don't like my enemies to be in hugging distance, if you get my meaning. So we get 50 experience points and 40 thalers. So let's go. This is where the actual gameplay starts now. Okay, to rotate the camera, hold the right mouse button. Okay, move the camera along, hold the middle mouse button. Otherwise zooming. Okay, got that. Right. Use the tutorial flag on the drop bar to revisit any information you've already seen. Got that. Customers have different requirements, which your sword must fulfill. The top left panel shows your progress towards commission requirements. Hover the cursor over the blade length requirement to see helpful details. There we go. Required between 38% and 58%. Current 10. The overall length of the blade, measured from base to point. Let's start shaping a blade. Click the button to add a change length ability. Length of the blade. There we go. You can apply light or heavy hammer hits to alter your blade. Let's start with light hits. Click on the steel blade to hammer and lengthen it. In order to make larger changes on your blade, you can build up strength with heavy hits. Click when the hammer is at its highest position for a heavy hit. The longer your chain of heavy hits, the more your blade changes with each hit. Okay, so it's there. It's in the required length threshold. Now that the blade length requirement is met, let's flatten the blade. Change thickness. Feel free to use light or heavy hits as you please. Hold shift for even lighter hammer hits. Oh yeah, okay. Does that actually do anything? Oh yeah, small, but it does the trick. There we go. Let's make the blade wider using the change wide ability. No requirement. Do we get any? Two-handed. We need to make it two-handed. There we go. Hammer a point on the sword. Usually customers won't accept a sword without a point. That makes actually sense. There we go. Cross-section ability makes your blade sharp. Let's add it. The ability has two steps. First, you need to give the blade a sharp edge. Watch the cross-section display on the top right. That is that one. To get a better understanding of what's changing, hammer until the blue line on the blade turns orange. There we go. The edge is now sharp and you can further adjust the shape of the cross-section. Keep hammering until the hexagon shape becomes a diamond shape. There we go. Great. Your blade is complete. Click the hilt mode button to start working on the hilt. Right. Here we go. Hilt mode, you have access to a library of sword parts to complete your sword. Select a guard from the library, then attach it to a slot on your sword. Right. Okay, in hilt mode, attaching parts costs resources. Keep an eye on the resource panel to see how much you're spending. Here we go. Okay. Oval. Then we can just polish, sync. Shift, find, control. Oh no. Two-handed. Okay, wait. These are different parts. Let's make it that way. You actually can change the... Oh, maybe we need to... When you're holding a sword part, you can cycle through it. Does that add up? Kinda. Looks a bit dull, though. Select the pommel and try it. Okay, Orbit, pen, and zoom. How could we get rid of that again? Right, wait a second. Oh, here we go, okay. Every part of the sword influences its physics. Watch the weight and balance meters shift as you attach a pommel. Ah, I see, okay. Yeah. Oh, it's still too thick. Small taper. Well, we can't control thickness right now, so here we go. Plain poplar wood, fine wood. Oh yeah, you can change the like the color of that. You can detach sword parts again by clicking on them. You will get your resources back to a free experiment. Okay, when you're happy with your two-handed hilt, let's make some final adjustments to the blade. The ability history shows all abilities that have been used on the blade. You can use this to revisit abilities and edit or delete them. The number next to an applied ability shows its intensity. Editing abilities has no cost. Feel free to experiment. The X to flip the direction of your hammering, then you hammer to narrow the blade. Oh yeah, there you go. Nice. Okay. We did it. Reverse hammering. Okay. Perfect. This commission is fulfilled, so it's time to sell the sword. Click the button above. A nameless sword. Okay, you can actually enter names and then... Right. The man takes the sword and jabs at it. At his shadow experimentally. A slow grin crosses his face. This should do the trick. Thank you, Smith. Here's your payment. Would you like to accept this offer now? Yes. Alright, a nameless sword. That music really heavily reminds me of Game of Thrones. But maybe that's just me. Alright. These are our attributes. We got our 3 diplomacy. Congratulations on finishing your first sword. Another customer awaits. It's Landon. Oh, that's repair job, right? Customers with repair jobs will provide you with a sword that they want edited. These commissions don't have an initial billet cost, so they're perfect for making some coin when you're low on resources. Word is already spreading around camp about the new smith. Your next customer is a furry-looking man with a bald plate. His hollow eyes darting back and forth. Landon, I heard you came down with a wasting fever. Lucky to be alive, you are. Anyway, can you modify this sword for me? I scavenged it from the ruins, but it hasn't got enough of a point to it. I want something I can stab into a thief's belly if I need to. He hands you a sword with a sharp edge, but rounded tip. As you hold it up to the light, he leans forward conspirationally. I've only had this blade 3 days, and I felt people's jealous eyes upon it. If they come for it in the night, I want to be able to give him a short, sharp stab. So this one just costs action points, and we get some tools for that. Some tailors and more experience. Let's do this. The customer wants his sword altered. The rounded point needs to be turned into a narrow point. Revisit the point ability to reforge it. So there we go. Narrow point. Okay, so we go to the point. You can change the range of many abilities. The range influenced by your abilities marked with a line. Drag the circular handle at the end of this line. Hammer to apply a change. So yeah, we can make a little bit. Is that narrow enough for him? Maybe not. There we go. That's enough for him. Good. Okay, nice work. When you've fulfilled all requirements, the commission is complete and you can sell the sword back. Right. There we go. The man takes the sword and tests the point, smiling at the bead of blood that wells at his fingertip. Then he stows it away, glancing around the camp as he does so. Folks out here will take everything from you if you ain't vigilant. Keep a keen eye out, Smith. He scurries away, his back hunched as though against a non-existent dumper. Right. There goes the next one. You just received a scrap item. Go to your inventory to inspect what you received. Salvaging turns scrap items into useful resources. This costs a small amount of action points, so it's a perfect use for leftover points at the end of a day. Hover over items to see descriptions. Interact with the items to salvage it, obviously. Steel, essential metal for sword making. Wood, common material for sword making, use hilts. Shorter supply than it once was. Old tools, rusty implements past their prime. Only good for salvage. We got our family heirloom. Never been able to translate the inscription around the edge. And we got our smith companion, a major sword part book teaching the following sword part designs. Cell sword, wheel type J, octagonal pier, Soling and Malchus. Customers may specifically ask for designs from this book. Right. So let's salvage that one. There we go. We got 20 steel out of them. That's good. When the action points are spent, it's time to end the day. If you end the day with any action points left, they will be lost, so try to use them up whenever you can. Sure thing. Okay, so let's end the day. Are you done for the day? Yes. Right, and there comes the next one. We got a daily upkeep, so we need to make some coin every day, at least try to. Previous balance 0, days profit 55, daily upkeep minus 20. So our new balance is 35 coins or thalers. Explore Eren Keep. At the end of each day, you have the chance to explore. That is just so freaking cool. Outer gate. I need to enter the city. Passage into Eren Keep is barred by a colossal gate, taller than a ship's mast. It was built to withstand enemy armies, but since the masked king's ascension, it mainly keeps out the desperate masses seeking its protection. Examine the magical barrier. It's only visible in the half-light of dawn, or when it pours with rain. A faint shimmer that rises from the walls and captures Eren Keep in a vast dome. Knowledge. Success! Hey, cool. For the city to have survived this long past the Sundering, it must have extraordinary defenses. We've heard that some surviving outposts have guardian dragons or shrouds of impenetrable fog, but none have as perfect a protection as Eren Keep. It is as though the songs never ended. Attackers, human or otherwise, are simply unable to breach the dome. Poisonous miasmas dissipate harmlessly against it. Plagues are kept at bay. Within this sanctuary, crops grow without withering. Water runs clean and people can sleep without fear. If such miracles can exist in the world without the voices, surely there's hope for the future. You are now inspired. Look at that. What does it do? Oh, we get one more diplomacy. Nice. Approach the gate. As you approach, the portcullis rises to admit a caravan, and chaos breaks out. The crowd swells like a rising tide. Refugees push forward, begging for entry, and the guards batter them back with their shields. The merchant wagons barrel through, the drivers using horse whips to lash stragglers out of the way. Call for the attention of the guard. Huh? What do you want? He gazes down at you like a fisherman disappointed with his catch. I want to enter the keep. You're a citizen? Or got yourself a worker's permit? No, I don't. Then get out of here, applicant, and stop wasting my time. Applicant? That's the euphemism the guards used to refer to the desperate hordes camping at the gate. It has a nicer ring, you suppose, than refugee. Please, I've traveled a long way and barely survived the journey. I need to get through. I have useful skills. I'm a blacksmith. Every applicant who comes here begging as a doctor or a master glassmaker or a damned alchemist. You think I was born yesterday? If you're a smith, prove it. I can show you a sword I made. And how am I supposed to know you're telling the truth? I've got a sword too. Doesn't make me smith. Buzz off, little fly. Head back to your tent. Return to your tent where your makeshift forge awaits. You're hardly at your best, working with such limited materials, but it's all you have for the time being. It won't be long before your cache of steel runs out. Since it seems you're going to be here longer than expected, you should make it a priority to find a merchant in this forsaken place. New day has dawned. So that's the kind of gameplay loop. There we go. Nicely done. You finished the tutorial. From today on, you'll have more action points to spend. You won't be able to complete every commission, so pick the ones you'll like the sound of. The game will open up from here. Don't be afraid to explore. Here are a few resources to get you started. There we go. Nice. So we get some more steel, some wood, 8 action points. That's actually cool. We're still on level 1, but that comes after that. So, let's do some smithing, I guess. What do we got here? Dalian. Let's see what we get, and then we check out what they want. Ooh. Owen, 3 and 60. Ruined helmet, 4 steel. What is that one? A broken cartwheel. Empty tankard, horseshoe, 3. Oliver. Heavy shackles, horseshoe. 420, wow. I think let's go with Owen. Because he really drops a lot. Yeah. Hello, Smith. Nice setup you've got here. Well, it could be better. I'll say things could be a lot better for everyone out here. There's a gang that comes around my tent every night, regular as clockwork. They kick and beat us, take our rations, push our faces into the mud. You'd think there'd be some solidarity out here, but, well, there ain't. I've managed to hide the last of my coin from them so far, but who knows for how long. Best to spend that coin on a good sword, I reckon, so I can protect what's mine. Okay, let's do this. Here we go. So impact needs to be 1. There's no requirements on all those. It needs to be wood. Use this material until the requirement is fulfilled. Materials are marked with a star. One-handed and an arrow point, obviously. Okay, so we can't make it too long. But... just watching the top left. We're inside the blade length requirement field. Right. That should do the trick. Here we go. Thickness. Maybe one more? Yeah. So, what? Just a little bit. Point. Right. That should do the trick there. One hand and material wood. Just a little bit of a cross section, I guess. Right, let's leave it at that. That should do the trick. Okay. Sharpness, a little bit speed, no requirement. Okay, good. Let's go to hilt mode. Guard, steel. Let's put in this one. Not enough wood, huh? That would just look stupid, though. That is rotating. We don't want that How could we increase the maybe we need to learn that later on, though. I think that's the thing. We need to learn this. So let's put that away because it looks just stupid when we do it like that. Oh no, wait, that was the wrong one. Okay, that's bigger. Nice. So we take the big one. Semi-light curvature into it. Okay, that should be it. Owens. Okay. Offer to Owen. We got all the requirements set. Let's go. The applicant stands a little straighter as he tests the weight of the blade. It's perfect. You should see the blunt, rusted daggers those bullies wave around. This'll put some real fear in them. Thank you, Smith. Maybe my kids will get to keep their food tonight. Good scene. Owens. Broken cartwheel, steel. Ruined helmet. Old tools. is a lot just for the one job, so that's good. We got 5 points left. Here we go. You've earned a skill point. Open the skill tree to spend it on improvements. There it is. Sword part scaling is actually a skill. That's what I meant. So you can then scale them up and down. Then you get things looking a lot more nicely. Allows you to scale sword parts. Advanced swordsmithing unlocks advanced cross-section controls. Yeah, that is crazy. Asymmetrical blades. That's not really necessary right now. So I would just go with the balance, with the scaling, because that makes things look a lot more nicer. So there you go. There's tons of skills that will come, and I guess you need more skill points for that then. If you're going on, like engraving, strong hands, advanced polishing, skilled salesman, might give you just more, I don't know. Ability fulfiller, curved blades, there we go. Advanced blade sharpening. And we don't know if that one is final, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Inspired, oh there we go. You're crackling with energy, brimming with ideas. Increase your earned experience and diplomacy by 1. Okay, nice. Implies that somewhere there's a ruined head. Yeah. What about that one? Shattered spokes, a cracked rim. Will never carry another card, but perhaps you can turn it to some new purpose. Okay, that's probably salvaged into wood. Nice. So what else do we have? Oliver. No, I just want some action points for salvaging. Maybe we go with him then. A man sits by an anvil, staring at the keep's walls looming over the camp. His eyes track every guard that passes along the battlements. They're building up to something. More guards on the walls every day. New weapons. I've been watching them prepare for weeks. He scratches absently at an old scar on his face. It'll be at night. When they think we're sleeping, they'll pour out those gates and clean up the refugee problem once and for all. Just you wait. I reckon I'll need a good blade by my side. We don't know for certain. No matter how good you blade, you won't be able to fend off a whole troop of guardsmen. That's fine. I just don't want to hide in my tent waiting for that. I'll meet it on my feet. Maybe take a few with me. You sound a little paranoid. You haven't been here as long as I have. Men are not like jackals in these days of ignorance. Killings for sport. The murder is just to see the color of our blood. What do you need? Not asking for anything special. Just something sharp and reliable. Let's go. So blade length is up there between 43 and 63. In speed, we need 2. Companion, okay, 2-handed, regular point. Let's go. Getting that speed might actually be quite difficult, so we might need to make it rather short then. Nah. Don't think we need that actually. Point. Let's do a point. Regular point, right? Okay, that works for him already. And cross section. Two-handed. Oh, he needs two-handed and speed of 2. Wow, that's actually fairly difficult to achieve, I guess. Okay, we'll see. You're now able to scale sword parts. Pick up any sword part. That's the good thing. There we go. We can scale it, and it changes the attributes of the sword as well. So it's really interesting to see that. Weight and balance. And it increases the steel cost though. That's the big one. So we really need to look into it. Scale. Oh yeah, the scale things came to there as well. Two-handed, he needs that one. Right. Wait, it isn't two-handed? Still not? Oh, I thought it would be. Okay. I mean... Okay, huge. Huge. I'll let you do the trick. Elmord's sword. Alright. So what do we use? 23 and 9. Oh, let's go. He holds the blade up, turning it this way and that. His stance speaks of old battles, muscle memory that never faded. Better than I expected. He glances up at the walls of Eren Keep, his eyes dark. Could be tonight, could be tomorrow, but I am ready. Righty. Looks pretty solid. Ah, the last part is a little bit larger than the other ones. Okay, no issue though. We just got 1 point left. We could go for another, like, repair job. It's just for 10, though. Nah. If you're drunk enough, percussive instrument. What are we going to salvage, though? 3 of them. 7 steel. Well, that's not that much. Okay, time to end the day. Ooh, that was actually pretty good. Previous balance, 35. And then we got 169 plus. Minus our 20 upkeep, 184. That's good. Explore Eren Keep. Right, so now we're able to go somewhere else to the camp. Outside the walls of Eren Keep, desperate souls gather in makeshift tents, pleading for entry. Introduce yourself to the neighbors. The tents near you are mostly occupied by unfriendly, suspicious folk. They spit on the ground when you approach and ward you off with threatening gestures. There's one exception, however. A young woman who actually smiles as you approach, though her eyes are haunted and hollow-set. Glad to see you're feeling better. You were on death's door for a while there. You looked after me. Not exactly. I dragged you to safety after you fell off your horse. Thank you for that. No problem. The old woman did most of the work nursing you back to health. I checked in now and then, but she told me you were still recovering. Where is she anyway? I haven't seen her in days. She was gone by the time I woke up, and I have no idea who she was. Huh? Strange. I assumed she was a relative of yours. Must have been just a kind-hearted old soul. Count your blessings. There's not many of those around in this camp. Aye, it's nice to see a friendly face around here. And good to meet you too. Name's Chef, short for Shivana. But only my mother calls me that, and she's been dead for 10 years. She's painfully thin and covered in grum, much like everyone else at the camp. She's the first person you've seen smile, though. What do you imagine goes on in Eren Keep? I'm starting to forget what civilization used to look like. It's safe in there? The masked king looks after his people? Yeah, well, safety's a fair bit better than what we've got out here, isn't it? She lapses into silence. Somewhere in the distance, a scream rings out. You both try to ignore it. Do you know anyone selling materials I could use for my forge? I heard someone say that there's a scrap peddler in the Lost City selling all sorts of things. Be careful if you go to the Lost City, though. That place gives me the shivers. New location has been marked on your map. The Lost City. Nice. Say your goodbyes. Before you can leave, she grabs your arm. There is a wild desperation in her eyes. I've been stuck out here for weeks, and not everyone in camp is as friendly as you. Not sure how much longer I can last. Can you do me a favor? If you get into Eren Keep before me, find a fellow named Lucas Boreona. He's my uncle. If he knew I was out here, he'd help me. I'm sure of it. You really think I'll get in before you? You've been here longer than I have. You're a blacksmith, aren't you? You actually have a skill that can benefit Eren Keep. All my skills are only relevant to surviving out here. Tripping small animals, finding water in the dry lands, that sort of thing. My only other advantage is my winning personality, and that hasn't got me anywhere so far. Just, if you get through the gate, keep an eye out, okay? Lucas Boreona, remember the name. Chef lifts her hand in farewell as you walk away from her tent. Her smile is as fragile as porcelain. Scavenge for food, I guess? The tragedy of the applicant's camp is indescribable. So is the smell. There are no sewers out here, and not everyone bothers to go to the outskirts to use the latrines. Tucked away from a squalor, you find a pocket where desperation hasn't completely taken hold. Children are playing in the mud. A few scrawny chickens peck at the ground, miraculously uneaten. As you pick your way through, wary eyes track your movement from tent flaps, some calling out to alert their neighbors to the presence of a newcomer. At the center of this little commune, you find a family crouched around a huge cooking pot, simmering with meats and scrounged vegetables. A little girl tosses a handful of wild herbs into the stew. Your mouth waters. Should we approach them? Let's do this. A father and mother, a gaggle of children, a grandmother with a face like an ancient apple, even a dog rolling on its back in the dirt, tongue waggling. They're rough-looking sorts, filthy and gaunt, but you're not exactly presentable yourself these days. As you get closer, the man twitches aside his cloak to reveal a heavy wooden club. His wife's hand darts to a dagger in her belt. The dog snarls, hackles raised. They all look at you carefully, awaiting your next move. Give me food, don't make me ask twice. No. Should we pet the dog? Let's pet the dog. The dog lifts its lip in a snarl as you approach, but at the last moment, it lowers its head and allows you to scratch behind its ear. Clodo seems to like him. That's good enough for me. Bearded man. Introduce yourself. Ho there, stranger. Name's Bene Maunder. This here's my wife, Trian, and her ma, Gita. I can't take you through the names of the nippers too, if you like, but I get it mixed up myself. The young woman smiles vainly, withdrawing her hand from the dagger's hilt. The old woman just nods, her expression lost in a mass of wrinkles. The children cluster behind their father, peeping at you and giggling. And you've already met my Clodo. He's a good boy, keeps the vultures away. With the word vultures and its expression darkens, Clodo sneezes disdainfully. Vultures? Aye, human vultures. He doesn't elaborate further, but his shoulders stiffen. What's in the pot? Smells incredible. It only smells good because, from the looks of you, you haven't eaten a proper meal in weeks. Come on, pull up a rock, grab a bowl. It's a hugely generous gesture. Meat out here is as precious as gold, and this man has children to feed. Don't worry about me, I'm not hungry. Should we join that? Oh, it sounds like we're actually really hungry, so let's go. It's hot and thick and rich with meat. It's the best thing you've ever tasted. For the first time in weeks, the hunger in your belly ceases its howling. Where did you find all this food? You seen those big merchant caravans that come trundling through camp every day? A box of rations fell off the back of one of those. That's some luck, ain't it? It just fell off of its own accord, did it? Most fortunate, eh? He gives you a theatrical wink. One of his children giggles and hugs his leg. How long have you been camping out here, Benny? Almost 2 months now. Every day I beg the guards to let us through, but they're not interested in the likes of us. They offered us a trade, though. They'll take our nippers in and keep them safe, if Trian and I go work ourselves to death in their mines. But then, who would look after old Gideon, eh? What do you think of that, Gita? The old woman bobs her head, smiling vacantly into the crackling fire. She gives no other sign of having heard you. I agree. Gita wouldn't survive out here alone. Aye, that's the truth of it. So we're stuck out here for the time being. Don't worry, though. We'll find a way to get ourselves past the gate. Pleasure to meet you, Benet. I'll see you later. Away from the Mounders, the atmosphere of the camp reassesses itself. Unfriendly glares, distant sobbing. You draw your coat close around yourself and hurry back to your tent. You climb into your bedroll, enjoying the rare feeling of a full belly. Well fed for one day. We got a toughness. Nice. You are now well fed. A new day has dawned. There we go. Alright, let's do one more, shall we? Oh, we got 10 now. Look at that. How did that happen? Oh, look who's there. Benet's there. Benet Maunder approaches your anvil with Clodo trotting faithfully beside him. The dog's tail wags in recognition as he spots you. Good tidings, Smith. Just thought I'd drop by to take a look at your forge. It's a nice little setup you've got here, ain't it? I was lucky the forge was already here when I arrived. Gold pendant, leather, and some mystery reward, nice. That is a stroke of luck. Still, there's a lot of abandoned stuff lying around camp. People die and leave their things behind. He pauses to scratch Clodo behind the ears, then straightens with a sigh. To tell the truth, Smith, this ain't a social call. I was looking to commission a blade from you. What brought this on? Camp's a dangerous place and getting more dangerous by the day. I could do with a good sword if I'm to protect my family. Any experience with weapons? Not with swords, no. But I kept order at my old tavern with a stout cudgel when needed. Drunk men are easier to handle than desperate ones, but I do know a bit about how to hurt a man. What can you offer? I don't have much coin, but I've got goods to barter. Stuff I've scavenged from wreckaged wagons and ruined farmhouses. Clodo winds softly and nudges against Bene's leg. My children, Trian, old Gita, they're depending on me to keep them safe, Smith. Please. It's got to be worth something. Sure thing there. Let's go. So we need a lot of stiffness, a little bit of length. One-handed regular point. Wood. Okay. Just a little bit. Okay, here we go. Thickness? Just a little bit of width. Cross section. We forgot the point though. Damn it. All right. One-handed and some wood. I think the rest fits already. Wait, then we need to make the other one. Let's go away. Oh, it looks just stupid. Let's put it away. All right, looks pretty solid. Nice. Short sword. There we go. Benet takes the sword with reverent hands, his weathered face lighting up. Clodo wags his tail. I don't know much about swords, Smith, but this one feels good in my hands. He makes a few careful practice swings, testing the weapon's weight and reach while Clodo watches approvingly. If any more vultures circle around my family, they'll find more than they bargained for. Between Clodo's teeth and this blade, the marauders can hold their ground. Give my regards to Tria and the children. I will indeed. They'd be pleased to know you're looking out for us. Thank you, Smith. Here, take this. I found it in the ruins. He produced a gleaming necklace, clearly valuable. That's a pretty bauble. This is too much, Benet. I can't take this. Please, out of everyone in this forsaken camp, you're one of the only decent people I've met. We have to look out for each other. If you ever need anything, company, a hot meal, whatever, you know where to find us. Come on, Clodo. Nice. Looks like we made some friends here. That's good. Benet's short sword, the gold pen, and pigment, alabaster. Nice. Here we go. And we got another level. Requires level 5. Okay, sword bending. That's pretty cool. Sword part bending, yeah. Advanced smithing. Yeah, let's not do asymmetrical blades, I think. Okay, we got 5 left. Griswold 7. Wow, that's a lot. Better hide this well. The gleam of gold attracts jealousy like flies. Leather. Useful material for sword making. Wrapped around grips for comfort and control. Oh, that's pretty cool. Pigment to dye leather and fabric. Never runs out once obtained. Cool. That's good. So let's take Tom maybe for 4 and 11. What does he want? Hand and a half. Arrow point. Okay. A grizzled man limps up to you, scratching at his scarred jaw with a dirt black fingernail. I'm after weapons, Smith. Now listen, I know a good blade when I see one, so don't try to fob me off with a half-hour's job. Oh, well, let's do this. Okay, mobility is gone. It's a pretty long blade, to be honest. Thickness. Good. Don't need to change width, just to the point, I guess. Narrow point, okay. That's that done. Wood. Hand and a half. The commission requires a hand and a half grip. Place a grip part, then grab the handle at the end of it to make it longer. Oh yeah, there we go. Right. Use 1 long or 2 short grip parts to achieve a hand and a half grip. Right. Oh, I forgot to actually make it sharpened. Right. Let's check that for a second. Make a diamond shape though, right? There we go. Let's do it like that. Right. So we're going on with that one then. Why it isn't anymore? Well, let's throw that one away. Oh. There we go. Should fit. Okay, closely, but it does. Nice. Right. Let's just do basic one, maybe. Not enough resources. Oh, gosh. Can we just leave it like that? Structured leather. On wood. Okay, I mean, it doesn't look great that way. Are we out of steel? Oh yeah, we're totally out of steel. Oh, but we can make it smaller. There we go. Okay, this should do the trick. Nice. Let's use this leather then, right? And we don't want to use leather. Rivet lamb leather. Black one, okay. Smooth leathers. Mmm. Wait a little bit darker and used up. Okay. Tom's sword. I think we got everything. There you go, buddy. He takes the weapon in a practical grip. His confident stance and well-drilled movements speak of some military background, perhaps. Fair enough, Smith. Hats off to you. Not a bad job. Good thing. Looks pretty good. Dropping 11 steel. It's nice. Right. So we need some steel. Let's salvage the hat then. Gives us 8 only. It's not what I hoped though. But it does the trick, huh? Okay, time to end the day. Let's see if you can get some merchant. We can buy some more scraps. Explore Eren Keep. The Lost City. The scrap peddler can be found here. Nice. Let's go. The Lost City. Not all of Eren Keep was granted the Masked King's protection. In centuries past, the city spilled beyond its ancient walls. Now the barrier, which traces the wall's course, has left these outer areas to the mercy of the wastes. Nicknamed the Lost City, these crumbling districts have been picked over by countless looters, but rumor persists that there is worthwhile treasures to be found amongst the rubble. Search the ruins for valuables? The Lost City has been endlessly picked over by scavengers. Your hopes of finding something are slim, but irresistible. Shards and rubble crunch underfoot as you trudge down empty streets. Sure enough, one by one, the half-collapsed shells of house prove to offer nothing of value. Venture deeper into the Lost City. The forlorn residence hall catches your eye. Its once bright windows as empty as the eyes of a skull. Search for the residence hall. The residence hall is mostly stripped bare, no censers, no silver candlesticks. Your footsteps echo oddly in this silent chamber, where the song of creation once rang clear for all to hear. Something makes you pause. An inscription on the floor, written in an ancient language. Translate the inscription. Yes! The inscription is written on Old Nurian, the semi-secret language of the Anointed. You're hardly fluent, but you're able to translate the words stone and heart. Oh, look at that. Awesome. That likely refers to the hall's foundation stone, which lies nearby. Feeling around its base, you'll discover a hidden lever. The stone slides aside, revealing a small chamber containing the offering box. You receive one ornate box. Find your way back to the outskirts. For a moment, you think you've lost your way, but then you spot a fountain you recognize. It's dead, you cracked and headless. Its remaining water just a puddle of black slime. You breathe a sigh of relief. This is familiar territory. Seek out the scrap peddler. As night draws closer, the shadows in the Lost City come alive. Hidden eyes watch from high places. You scurry through the ruins, feeling as small and vulnerable as an insect. Fortunately, the scrap peddler is easy to find. He warms his hands over a blazing fire in an empty market square, accompanied by a sad-looking mule pulling a cart full of junk. He is an off-putting sight. Most of his face is bandaged, but the exposed areas are a mess of festering sores and flaking skin. You dread to think what the bandages are hiding. Not contagious, not contagious. The peddler points at himself as he shouts. One yellow eye peers madly at you through the gauze. What kind of malady afflicts you? Not contagious, I swears it. He doesn't seem to fully understand your question. Taking a look at him, he His disease looks like either leprosy or a terrible skin condition. Either way, best not to get too close. I have many things. I find them in the dark places. I sell to you? How did you find all this stuff? The dark places call to me. I find forgotten things there. He points vaguely downwards. The mule reaches as though ready to expire. Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm surprised no one has killed you and stolen your goods. Ha! I'm good at hiding. If found, I cough and splutter and pretend to be contagious. The bad man run a mile. But I'm actually not contagious. I swears it. What do you sell here? Many things. Much to be found for those who know. Can I see your wares? But it's too dark. The dark time is for taking my favorites, not giving. Come back in daylight so you can see what you's buying, yet? Yes. New vendors available from your forge. Scrap peddler. Quest completed. Steel for the forge. Nice. Bid goodbye to the peddler. Partners forever and always, yes? His rotten grin sends a shiver down your spine. The sun slips low on the sky. The shadows of the ruins lengthen. Time to leave. You hurry back to the camp. Unlike the lost souls camped among these black ruins, you still cling to the hope of entering Eren Keep. Right. And another new day has arrived. A few hours past midnight, you're woken by a soft silken hiss. A blade slices through the fabric of your tent. The fabric falls away to reveal a pair of gleaming eyes, a crescent of yellow teeth, a gaunt figure with a knife in his hand. He steps carefully into your tent, apparently thinking you're asleep. Behind him are the dim shapes of other men. Each night, you bury your tools and your coin in a new location. There's not much in the tent they can steal, but they don't look like the types who will be happy if they don't find anything worthwhile. Faint sleep? Hey, what are you doing? The man freezes, his grin widening. Oh, awake is ya? Might be easier this way. Hand over your coin, food, anything you got. His companions enter the tent behind him. 3 more men, all railed thin and desperate. The leader takes a menacing step closer. I have nothing worth stealing. Nice try. We know you're a blacksmith. You got money somewhere. He nods to his companions, who begin rummage through your meager possessions. But they don't have any luck. Your coins and tools are buried beyond their reach. Where's your stuff? Tell us or I cut your throat. I swear, if nothing else. $50? Stop waving that toothpick in my face. You think you scare me, you scrawny runt? Let's go for that one. The thief pauses, eyes flitting across your muscle-less shoulders and strong, closed hands. He attempts a smile. Let's get out of here, boys. Think we picked the wrong tent after all. The thieves melt away into the night, leaving you alone in your sliced open tent. That'll require a few hours of stitching to repair, but you're too tired to attend it now. You'll manage a few more hours of fitful sleep before dawn breaks. You just unlocked your first vendor. At any point during the day, visit vendors to buy resources and other items. There we go, the scrap peddler. You make your way through the lost city. We just take a look at them. We don't do another day. Just want to show you guys what we can get there. You make your way through the lost city, the harsh daylight throwing the ruins into stark relief. The sound of your footsteps echoes eerily into crumbling silence. At last, you reach the scrap peddler square, a rubble-strewn market plaza reclaimed by weeds. The peddler perks up at your approach, his one visible yellow eye widening with excitement at the prospect of a customer. I saved the prettiest trinkets for you, yes? I have some questions for you. Yes, yes. What's your name, peddler? That's right, I'm peddler. Scraps the game. What condition are you suffering from? Nothing wrong. My skin just doesn't like me anymore, I think. Wow. Do you ever go inside Eren Keep? Guards say no. Say I make people sick, but lies, not contagious. You see? Not even a little bit. Have you seen anything strange in the ruins lately? The walls make songs sometimes. They do. A beautiful, sweet song for the sleeping. Men with candles sneak out here to call up things from the dark places. But the dark places are not so easy to call, and I could tell them that if they liked, the dark places do the calling. How long have you been scavenging in these ruins? Once I had a shop, a real shop with walls and a floor. Then he gestures at his bandaged face with a gurgling laugh. Now I have a mule. Mule doesn't care about faith. Mule supports me through hard times. How long, you asked? 10 years? 17? How long does a mule live? I don't have any other questions. The peddler nods mindlessly, scratching at his bandages until something underneath dislodges. Survey his wares. Here we go. A box engraved with beautiful, intricate carvings can be opened to retrieve whatever is inside. Right. Steel. Sword essentials. That's the one that we got. No, smith companion. Oh, that's where we get new types of tools and parts, right? Modular thinking. Twisted steel. Oh, this is so cool. So we need steel no matter what. And we need some wood, which is even cheaper. Like that, maybe? Sell for 70. Alright. Let's do this. The strap peddler dances around excitedly, his bandaged hands fluttering over his collection. The mule retches pitiably. Bid goodbye to the peddler. Tell your friends of me. Tell them I'm not contagious. Not at all. Sure thing. Right, so, open. Doesn't cost action points. Oh, a lot of thalers. Good thing. Nice. Okay, so we won't do another day, so let's just salvage everything. That's a lot of wood, okay. That's a lot of steel. What do we get from that one? 8 wood. 1 silver. Precious metal for sword making, used for purely decorative purposes. Once associated with the Myrmic, the voice of the moon and wisdom, and said to ward against shape changes. Hey, we get some gold. Once associated with Uzuma, the voice of the sun and fate, who is said to have created it to entice mortals with dreams of a better future. Alright, let's get some more steel. Nice! Can't just do him then, though. But yeah, that would be the thing to do. So, yeah, that was the early access version of Bladesong. And you kind of see where this is going. I really like that deep lore that kind of runs through all of this. Like, the world is ending with some whatever is going on. Gods are gone. The faith is lost, but there's this one castle which is somehow magically protected. But there's some people working in mines for the people inside, for the masked king. So maybe there's something down there. There's a lot of things where the story could go, and I really like the whole environment, the setting. It's really interesting, and yeah, I'm really excited to find out how this one goes on once it's kind of finally out, or if they release the chapters step by step. We'll definitely take a look into this one when it's on full release. Then we probably do a full playthrough of that one, because it's really like the gameplay itself is cool, but also like the story, this narrative build up and all that. That's really cool, and maybe you can even later like decorate your forge, upgrade it with different tools. There's so much potential for like little housing features and all that sorts. Maybe you later can move inside, have a shop, maybe have like a co-worker or some sort. Maybe you can take the woman with you and help them, or maybe the family. I don't know. Maybe there's some things that you can like arrange later on. There's a lot of potential there. Yeah, and I'm really excited to see where this is going. Right, now, so that's it for now. Thank you all very much for watching. I don't know if there will be a demo out for this game. Right now it's just early access. Wait a second, just let me take a look. I really don't know. Oh, there's actually a demo out there, so yeah. This is the early access. I don't know how long the demo goes. Sorry for that. I maybe should have downloaded that one, but anyway, because I bought into it because it really kind of was drawn into it by what I looked and read and yeah. So I will put the link to the demo down there, but I masked that one as the early access version. So yeah, that's it for now. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, feel free to comment, like, share, subscribe. You know, you know all the things to do. And yeah, take care, everyone. Stay safe, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye bye.